Hi, St. James. Good morning. I'm Miss Julie, and I'm here to tell the children's Bible story for the month of September. We've been talking about friendship. If only I had someone to tell the story to. Oh, hey, Tyler.
Hello.
Do you want to hang out with me while I tell a story?
Sure.
Cool. Here's your stuffed animal. Make yourself comfortable. So, for the month of September, we've been talking about friendships. Do you have friends?
Yes.
You do have some friends? I have friends. Aren't friends the best?
Yeah.
Friendship is so fun, and it's so great, and it's really important, right? Our story today is from the book of John, if you have your Bible, the book of John, and it's about Jesus and one of his friends who was one of the disciples. Do you want to guess who? He was one of the original disciples, and his name starts with a P.
Persephone?
Persephone was not one of the 12. I think he was 13. Peter.
Oh, I was so close. I was like one letter off. I said Peter.
So close. So close. Okay, Peter. So Jesus and Peter were friends. Have you ever, though, had a friend hurt your feelings? Yes. Have you ever hurt a friend's feelings?
I don't know.
I definitely have. Sometimes we think about ourselves more than our friends, and we may say something or do something that would hurt our friends' feelings. So today's story is about Peter and Jesus and something that happened that could have completely ended their friendship. Okay, so Peter was very brave, and Peter loved Jesus, and he followed him. The night before, Jesus was put on trial, and he was going to be killed the next day. Peter, at that meal, at the dinner, they're all hanging out, right? And Peter tells Jesus, I will follow you anywhere. I would give up my life for you. Like, Jesus, I am your ride or die, okay? That very night when Jesus was arrested, Peter got so scared. He got so scared that he acted like he didn't even know Jesus. He told 3 different people 3 different times that he didn't know Jesus, after just saying, I'm going to love you forever, I'll take up for you, I'll follow you anywhere, I would die for you. And someone's like, hey, don't you know that Jesus guy? And Peter was like, who? Nope. No English. He acted like he didn't even know him.
Jesus guy?
That Jesus guy? No, definitely was not eating snacks with him last night.
You said
Okay.
that with suspicion, but okay.
Okay, so Peter didn't know what to do. Jesus was arrested. Jesus was put on trial. Jesus was eventually killed. Peter did not stand up for Jesus. He did not speak up for Jesus.
He was lost.
He didn't even act like, yeah, I was kind of lost. He didn't even know what to do. And then Jesus died. Peter must have felt so awful and so bad and so guilty because he was like, Jesus, I'm going to be with you forever. And then said he didn't know him. And not 1 time and not 2 times, but 3 times was like, no, I don't know that guy. Okay? I'm sure Peter felt so guilty. I'm sure that he was so worried. And he was like, oh, why did I have to be so rude? Why did I do that? Why didn't I say, yes, I know Jesus. Yes, I'm one of his followers. He got so scared. He didn't know it, but Jesus was going to come back to life. So when Jesus came back to life, which is pretty awesome, okay? So Jesus comes back to life, and Peter gets to kind of find out what Jesus thought about that from Jesus himself when he was like, oh, I shouldn't have been so rude to him. Okay, so a couple days later after Jesus rose from the dead, Peter and the other disciples were fishing. You like fishing, don't you?
I love fishing.
They didn't catch a single thing. They fished and they fished and they fished, and there was nothing. And there was this man standing on the beach, but they didn't know it was Jesus. And here's our Bible verse, John chapter 21, verses 5 and 6. 21, 5 and 6. So there was a man on the beach, but they didn't know who it was. Okay, you want to read it? Right there. Nice and loud.
He called out upon the men. He called out to them, friends, don't you have any fish?
No, they answered.
He said, throw your net on the right side of the boat. There you will find some fish.
Okay.
When they did, they could not pull the net into the boat. There were too many fish in it.
Jesus was like, hey, caught anything? Nope. Try throwing your net on the other side of the boat. Now, do you think to fishermen, they were like, who is this guy on the beach telling us how to fish? Sure enough, They did. There were so many fish they couldn't even pull the net up. They couldn't even get all of the fish in the boat. Okay, now. So Peter and his friends cast it. Now, John, one of Jesus' disciples, realized it was Jesus and told Peter, it's the Lord. Like the man on the beach who told us to throw our nets on the other side, it's the Lord. Peter, my man, he puts on his coat and jumps into the water and starts swimming to shore. Like, he's gonna get to Jesus. Like, he's back, and this is the chance he has to talk to him. Yeah, everybody else was like, all right, we'll see you when we get there. So they dragged all the heavy nets and all the fish, and they got to shore. And then they were all like, it's Jesus, it's Jesus. Jesus had made a fire.
Want some bread?
And said, want some bread? Bring
Want
some
some
fish.
bread?
Come have breakfast with me.
Beef is for the win!
Do you know John 21:12? Let me find it because I want to read it. Jesus said, come and have breakfast. I love this dude for so many reasons. Come and have breakfast. That's one of the greatest sentences ever uttered in the history of history, right? Jesus started a fire on the beach and had bread and fish for the disciples. Now, Peter, you can imagine, a little nervous, right? Here's the guy who was like, I'll do anything for you. And then he was like, gone, right? Jesus calls him over and he talks to him. John 21:15 through 17. Okay, ready?
Does it seem a little hot in here?
Yeah, he was a little nervous. When Jesus and the disciples had finished eating, Jesus spoke to Simon Peter. So part of Peter's name was also Simon. He asked, first of all, when the person that you've been mean to says, hey, let's talk, you get those little butterflies in your stomach, right? You get kind of nervous. It's kind of like when your teacher is like, come to my desk. It's like, right?
You never trust teachers.
Or the principals.
They're full of surprises. Trust me, I know. Good night.
It's true. Okay. And you know he probably had butterflies and he was like, oh gosh, is he going to yell at me? Is he going to be mad at me? Is he going to tell me I can't be a disciple anymore? Like, what's going to happen? Jesus spoke to Simon Peter. He asked, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these others do? Yes, Lord, he answered. You know that I love you. Jesus said, feed my lambs. Okay. Again, Jesus asked, Simon, son of John, do you love me? He answered, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. Jesus said, take care of my sheep. Jesus spoke to him a third time. He asked, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter felt bad because Jesus asked him the third time, do you love me? He answered, he's probably a little ashamed, a little guilty, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said, feed my sheep. Now,
what is it with you and the sheep?
So glad you asked, and so politely as well.
Feed my babies.
Feed my sheep. Take care of my sheep. Feed my lambs. What is Jesus talking about? Does he have a giant sheep farm we don't know about?
Maybe.
I mean, maybe, but not in this instance. The sheep are his people. Jesus' followers. He wanted Peter to help take over the church and be a leader for the people that believed and followed Jesus. And how many times did he ask him? 3. 3 times. Just like Peter denied him 3 times. And by asking him 3 times, do you love me? Yes, Lord, you know I do. Do you love me? Yes, you know I do. Yes, do you love me? Lord, you know everything. Yes, you know that I love you.
Mom, you've asked me 3 times and
Yes,
I've answered
3
yes all times.
Asked him 3 times. That was like his wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, I know what you did and it's okay. Like, we're okay. Jesus forgave Peter and not only forgave him and saved their friendship, but gave him a job. Lead my people. Be a leader in the church. And Peter was. He was one of the greatest leaders in the early church. Feed my sheep. Feed my people. Don't make it. Thank you. Because the people who are watching are like, oh, what are they on a ship all of a sudden, right? He like a shepherd takes care of sheep, right? And Jesus trusted Peter to take care of his people. Jesus set him free with his forgiveness. And that's what's so incredible. Jesus forgave Peter, and Peter knew that they would always, always, always be friends. And there wasn't anything that he could do that would end that friendship. He didn't let his mistake get in the way of the friendship. And that is a big part of friendship, is forgiveness. You are going to hurt people's feelings.
Don't we already know that?
Yes, you are. And it's important that when you... Oh, same. I'm pointing this finger right back at me. We hurt people's feelings because we think about ourselves more than we think of others. But it is so important to ask for forgiveness. And you can forgive a friend who hurts you even if they don't ask it. Like, don't hold it in feelings of if somebody was playing too rough on the playground, or someone accidentally broke one of your toys, or you know, like said something that hurt your feelings. Like, don't hold that against them. Like, if you're meant to be true friends, then you can forgive them, right? And you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Okay, Jesus didn't make Peter feel bad about his mistake. He wasn't like, oh, you got time for me now? What about a few days ago when you acted like you didn't? Oh, it's me, Jesus. New phone. Who dis? Like, now you recognize me. Now that I got breakfast ready, you want to be friends. He didn't do that. He didn't guilt it. He didn't hold it over his head. He just showed him love. He showed him love and forgiveness, and wanted him to continue to be a part of Peter's life. Jesus has paid the price for our sins already. There's not anything, Tyler and all of our friends, Charlie and Thomas and Hope and Amelia, Abigail, right? Everyone who's watching, there's not anything you can do that Jesus won't forgive you. He doesn't draw the line, because the blood of Christ covers all of the sin. And there's not anything that you can do to make Jesus stop loving you. It's kind of like parents. There's not anything you can do to make your parents stop loving you. And a true friend is going to forgive you. It's true. A true friend is going to forgive you. Now, here's what I want to say, though. You have to be really smart about forgiveness. If you have a friend that is hurting you and they hurt you over and over, you don't need to be friends with them anymore. You can forgive them, but you need to make sure that you are staying safe and your friends are being kind to you and nice to you. So I don't mean if someone is mean to you all the time, just forgive them over and over and over, right? Because if someone hurts you, they're not your true friend. And if someone hurts you over and over, they don't really love you. And so you need to be wise. You need to be smart with how you choose your friends.
I'm a rock.
Are you? On Christ the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. So,
Sing to me.
I'm not going to sing. I thought you said please don't sing. Not going to do it. Okay, that's our story for today. Ready? Hands together. Eyes closed. Dear God, thank you for friendship. Thank you for the story of Jesus and Peter and showing us that true friendship doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. It means you forgive each other for your mistakes. God, help us forgive each other so we can treat other people the way we want to be treated. And all God's friends said, Amen. Thank you, friends. Thank you, friends. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching the video. Tyler and I hope that you have a wonderful week. We hope that you get to spend time with your friends virtually or in person, and that when you make mistakes, remember to forgive. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.